Pamela Geller at her website. Nearly 7 million Muslim migrants are waiting to cross into Europe. What could possibly go wrong here? The latest impending wave of Muslim migrants comes from the same region, North Africa, as the Manchester mass-murdering Muslim who bombed the Ariana Grande concert in Manchester. And the European Union will not hesitate to fine member states over migrant quotas. The EU machine is hell-bent on the destruction of the continent it ought to be serving. Conquest without even putting on the jackboots. Nearly 7 million migrants are waiting to cross into Europe, according to Pamela Geller. Now, let's say this is right. What do these leaders think they are doing? What I don't know. I can't begin to fathom this. But what is happening is the outright smothering and disintegration of the native cultures of these countries. Forget that there's terrorists involved. Forget that this is Islam. Just think of any nation opening its borders to, well, let's leave the Islam factor in the middle because it's necessary. Why would these leaders be doing this? What in the world is there to gain from allowing their own unique and distinctive national cultures from being obliterated and overridden? There are 3 nations in Europe that are having none of these problems. Slovenia is one and Poland is another. They have no terrorism. There are no acts of terror reported in Slovenia or Poland. You know why? Because they are not allowing this migration. And it came up in the French presidential campaign. The winner of that election was criticizing Poland for not sharing in the burden. Instead of using what's going on in Poland as a learning and guiding example, they look at Poland. It's not fair. This is what the left always does. Destroy achievement. Attack things that are being done the right way. Take people who are at the top and knock them down, whittle them down so that they have everything in common with people at the lower end of whatever scale you're talking about. This is just, it's absurd. And it's not new. This has been going on for years and years now. Some people think the UK is gone, meaning the UK is never going to be what it was. And if this kind of thing continues, folks, which it will, I mean, in Europe, the pressure is on. The European Union and others are pressuring every nation state to open its borders and accept these refugees and immigrants. And it defies common sense for you and me. Now, there's obviously something in this for these elitist establishmentarians to gain. There's something here that they think is going to really benefit them. And whatever it is, it's not going to help anybody else. As long as this kind of stuff goes on, can you ever foresee the day of really overcoming and defeating radical Islamic terrorism? If we've got political leadership like this, which is feckless and scared to death to stand up for itself, whatever they have, they don't have anybody fearless. They do not have people who are fearless in the face of propaganda, of evil. They don't have anybody fearless of encroaching leftism. Take a look at Manchester. While little English girls are terrified and dead and maimed, what's the story in the American drive-by media? Islamophobia. Worried about the backlash against Muslims. And every event, every terror event, no matter where it is, the first reaction in the media around the world is, we better not have any backlash against Muslims. You know, this is not from Islam. Islam is a religion of peace. This is not. If that's the case, it's not going to be stopped.